Stadium. Boy, does it look good. And we're with 4 standouts from the Ranger football team in a steamy afternoon. We got the Denos twins right here. Kendrick, what can you say about this gorgeous new stadium of yours?
I love it. It's so much nicer, especially after that Thanksgiving game we had in the mud, slipping everywhere. Now you don't have to worry about that. And we don't have to worry about practicing in the cold and the hard cement and all that stuff. So I'm kind of happy about this.
Now you're a senior, first-time full starter. Sometimes it's he's a work in progress, but Coach Ryan is all in. Had nothing but terrific stuff to say about you. Did it surprise you? It took you this long to sort of emerge as a standout quarterback late in your junior year.
A little, yeah. I was hoping to get the sign drum a little earlier, but they felt I wasn't ready, so I just stuck with it, kept practicing, kept getting better, and when the time came, they felt that when I was ready, I got the job and kind of just went with it.
That's a lot of pressure for a kid. You mess up a little bit, it might be, he isn't our guy. So that was a real trial by fire. Take us through, how were you able to do so well? 1-6 start for the Rangers. You come in, win 3 of the last 4. You and Connor Donovan, one of the best combinations in the league. Take us through what happened, how you just hit the ground running.
If I messed up, I didn't worry about it. Like, coaches always taught us to learn and forget. Like, you can't think about the mistakes you made. You gotta use those mistakes to get better, So I just, every time I made a mistake, I learned from it, didn't make that mistake again, and we just kept getting better every week.
Kevin, potential to be a really cool season. I mean, to have twin brothers and potentially being a really lethal passing attack. What would that mean for you guys to really click and kick some butt as the Denos twins?
Well, I've heard everyone's saying the Denos brothers, the Denos duos, when people are saying that we're twins, we have twin telepathy, I think it should kick in right away. But we've been working hard enough over the summer. We've been throwing the ball every day, practicing every day, running routes, working on blocking. It's been pretty good.
It seems like Kendrick has sort of emerged. You knew at the end of last year he really was a ball player. Took you a little bit longer. Coach Raven, maybe you're the most improved kid on the team. How important was it to you to take that next step? Kids didn't pass you, and so you did have the chance to be the Denos brothers passing duo as opposed to Denos and somebody else.
It's been pretty good.
And how much work did you put in to get to this level, so where you are maybe the most improved kid on the team?
We've been working over the summer. We've been staying up here after practice, working on routes. When Coach Dugan told us to work on comebacks, we stayed up here, worked on it. We worked on screens. We worked on curls, every single route.
It seems like it's clicking. Now we have Saul, Coach Ryan again, having a lot of great stuff to say about you. Give us a little bit of your background, Saul.
Started freshman year playing football. Moved here from Lawrence. Didn't really know much about the game. I got put in one play sophomore year to special teams. Did not know what a fair catch was, which cost us a penalty. After that, I just started learning the game, learning everything, watching every position. Started at guard, ended up being center. But this year starter now.
And Coach was saying he's expecting to have a real fine line. Obviously, you lose a kid like Kyle Whitaker, and that's a huge loss. But he's saying, no excuses. We're going to have a top line. He said Saul sort of hopefully anchoring the line with Liam. How important is it for you guys to really deliver and show?
Very important. Kyle Whitaker, we've been working with him for almost 3 years with him. And he's been training us basically. He's been carrying us out, taking us out, running hills. Lifting.
And why are you confident you can do the job when maybe not the most experienced line in the world? Why do you think that, no problems, we're going to come in and we're going to do the job? Why?
I just think we have a strong coaching staff and a strong team.
When you think of Methuen kids, you think of tough kids. How important is toughness to Ranger success?
Very important. Fourth quarter, you're tired. Have to push through with that toughness.
And who's the one who ensures that, from 1 to 91, that all the Rangers are tough sons of guns this year?
I'd say Coach Ryan.
He's a tough.
Always the one honest. He's like tough guys only. TGO.
Okay, good stuff. Brian McAndrew, had to be a heartbreaking year for you last year.
Yeah.
You started out, there was a lot of talk. McAndrew's as good as any back in the league, 300 yards, 4 TDs through 2 games, then the injury. What happened on the injury, Brian?
The injury was tough to deal with, being on the sidelines. I mean, could only cheer on my team, could only watch, couldn't do anything about it. They did good without me. Jake Jake did really well, taking back the position, putting the back on his team. Yeah.
What was the off season like, trying to get another taste of that stardom you enjoyed early in your junior campaign?
It was just constantly in the weight room with the boys, with the team, with the coach, on the field, coming up, running routes, mostly squatting, making sure my knee was good.
Are you 100% a lot of
Yeah,
time?
100%.
And when did you know you're 100% and you weren't thinking about the cuts? And you
Right,
weren't
right as I got back on the field. Didn't even think about it, just started cutting, don't even need the brace.
You know, what got you through? Is that mom? Is that dad? Is that coaches? Is that a girlfriend? Is that a neighbor? What got you through the tough times?
Both my family and my coaches. The coaches were always right there for me, and my family, they were always there 100%, trying to get me back into it so I'd be ready for this year.
Two quick predictions, McAndrew. Rushing yards for you, wins for the Rangers.
Wins, anything over 500 I'll be really excited about. And rushing yards, I don't know, I want to set my goals high, 500, 600 yards.
Come on, big man. You rushed for 302 games last year. That's not setting them high. I'm taking the over on that one. There you have it, the Rangers. Andover High tri-captains. Here is Joe Samuelman. Remember the name. Joe's coming off a big all-conference season, and of course, he's got a lot of gifted sisters. Joe, how's it going with new coach John Dubzinski Jr.?
It's going pretty well. We've had a great preseason so far. I know it's a change, but we're starting to get used to it. We're starting to adapt to it, and it's going so far.
Compare and contrast. Coach Dubzinski, Coach Rafferty had a great run, 10 plus years run for Coach Rafferty. Compare and contrast the two coaches.
Well, they're both great coaches. I know Coach Dubzinski had a great time at Arlington and Everett, but they're both similar in the aspect that they're hard-nosed. They like to pound the football, run the ball. I'd say Raf, he's I don't know, he's a little more intense, but John Dubzinski, our coach, he can be intense too.
Joe, nothing says football like a broken nose, whatever you got going there. Samuelmans, you're all tough. What are your goals for this year? You're coming in as one of the most highly touted seniors probably in the entire conference. What do you got to prove this year?
Well, I obviously want to win an MVC title with our team, and hopefully Super Bowl, but that's down the road.
Good stuff, Big Joe. We got Luke. We got Tommy here. Tommy, you guys coming off a big year last year. Take us back. You guys had the terrific postseason run. You face Marshfield? Marshfield, which was probably might have been the second or third best team in the entire state. You guys, put up the good fight. Take us through last year, one of the best seasons in the last 15, 20 years in North Andover history.
Yeah, last year was definitely a great year for North Andover football. Down the stretch, I think as a team we really just came together and thought it was really awesome how we were able to take on the big boys in the state like Marshfield. We really came together nicely for us.
It's interesting. I guess like a lot of teams, you guys lose a lot of talent. Bubba Schlau, I apologize, Bubba, for the mispronunciation. One of the greats in school history, Yanni Falaris, and the guys, a monstrous line. How's this team going to have to be a little bit different with maybe you don't have the monstrous line and you lose Bubba? What does this team have to do to be successful like last team?
Yeah, we definitely lost some guys, but I'm really confident in the guys we have this year. Everyone's going to have to step up, we're really just looking ahead. We're not trying to look back, and I think we're going to have a great year.
Give me two guys on the team who are going to surprise, guys we might not think of at this time at the end of the year going, darn, that gives a pretty darn good ball play.
I'd say Chris Miller, and I'd say Nikhil Jain.
This guy knows his stuff. We're going to listen to him. We're going with cool hand Luke Caporale. Luke, what did it mean when you were named a tri-captain?
Oh, it means a lot, especially coming from Coach Rafferty, the one that named us. He's been here for a while, and to be one of those guys that's something special.
Were you a little concerned that sometimes with a new coach they might say, hey fellas, we're going to start from scratch and move over?
I mean, anybody on this team could lead. We're chock full of them, and I wasn't really worried about that, but if it was, that's fine too.
And, Can you do what you guys did last year? One of the best years in North Andover's got the proud tradition, and last year's team certainly stacked right up there. Can you do that 8-4-ish type of season, or what can this club do?
Yeah, we're certainly capable. I mean, we're not really thinking about that right now. We want a good week of practice next week, and we'll take it from there.
Who are the seniors? You know, you're an accomplished kid. You're a senior. You're a captain. Who's the guy who motivates you if maybe you're not having the best day? Who do you look to and get you making sure you're bringing your A game?
You know, everybody on the line. Paul Wolfstrimmer, Matt Wolfenden, Chris Miller, and Will Rogers. Everybody.
Everybody likes Will Rogers. And how about the you lose some real monsters from the line? You guys had a massive line. It was almost Everett-esque, so Jabzinski maybe should have been here last year. How do you win this year without a bunch of 250-pound 6'4" guys?
You know, we're not last year's team, and we know that, so we'll compensate in different ways.
What's some of the speed you got? Juka Morales, one of the quickest kids in Eastern Mass. Deshaun, you got the Jets. What can they bring to the table?
Deshaun's running angry, and we're really excited about that. Juka, you give him an edge, and he's gone. And Seamus Lambert, he's come together. He's looking like a linebacker now, and we're really excited.
Thanks, Luke. There you have it. North Andover Tri-Cap. Central Catholic quad captains, Robert Fitzgerald and Omar Deschamps, and we're getting the preview for the upcoming season. Robert, Central's won 20 games over the last 2 years, only 6 returning starters. Can you guys keep up that blistering pace?
I think we can. We got a lot of people coming back. We don't have a lot of people coming back, but we have a lot of people coming, younger guys stepping up. So I think we're going to have a good season, and we're going to get ready to work.
And the defense has been terrific the last couple of years. You, Omar, Marcus Edmonds, probably one of the all-time greats from the area. How do you overcome the loss of a kid like Edmonds, a tackling machine?
Basically, just have to keep grinding. We have kids coming up. I mean, it's going to be hard, but we're just going to have to get over it.
Must be a lot of fun, Robert. You're a third generation Fitzgerald, your grandfather, one of the legends in the area, your dad, a well-known local coach and athlete. What's it like upholding that Fitzgerald family tradition?
Definitely a lot of pressure on me with my dad. He's always telling me what to do, always got me in the gym every day. So I have to say after him, follow his tradition.
Omar, geez, quite an early season honor. ESPN Boston does a statewide ranking, and they named 14 kids in the state to their preseason all-defensive team. You were one of those 14. What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot to me because I worked hard last season, and earlier after freshman year, I tore my ACL and I had surgery, so I had kind of a terrible sophomore season, not great. So it was I worked hard after sophomore season coming back, and I was making sure I had a good year. So.
This has been the Marcus Edmonds team, the Mike Milano team. What's it like to sort of be you and Fitzy and Mercuri and Jackson? What does it mean for this to be your team?
It's definitely hard because those are so many great guys that we lost, and we got to uphold the tradition and stay winning here. And those are guys that you can't replace. You know what I mean? They've had so much. They had such an impact on the last few years that we were so successful, and we just got to step up and play hard this season and keep on winning.
What was it like playing with a guy like Mike Milano? I think he had 2,500 total yards last year, 16 TD passes. I think it was 12 TD runs or whatever the heck it was. What was it like having a guy like him suiting up in the red, white, and blue?
It was amazing because Mike could throw, he could run. It was like we had 4 backs in the backfield, so it was like a dual threat quarterback. So it took a lot of pressure off our shoulders as running backs, and receivers. They had a good QB that we could get the ball out to them too. So it was great.
Promising sophomore Omar coming in, Brett Edwards, big shoes to fill, definitely unproven, but a lot of people talking a talented kid. Describe Brett Edwards' game.
Brett, he's a tough player. He's young, but every time I see him play, he's very calm. He's not nervous, and he's looking good out there.
And MVC, I guess that you're always going to have a graduation and all that, but it seems like it might be a year of transition. Shai Cullen at Syracuse. You guys lose Edmonds and Milano. The Sullivan kid leaving Tewksbury. Panici and El Savi leaving Haverhill. How do you sort of handicap the league race?
I don't really know, to be honest. Just got to step up and make sure we keep on winning. We lost a lot, but we got a lot of great young players coming back that have a lot of potential.
Season right around the corner. Friday night, you're playing in Haverhill. Hillies look like I think they have double digits in returnees. You guys have 6 returning starters, so they have the experience on you. Certainly, what's that going to be like hitting the gridiron for real for the first time Friday?
It's definitely going to be tough because we killed them the last 2 years, and they definitely want to hit us back after that. And we barely have any starters coming back, but definitely one thing that we have is guys that still got playing time because we had a lot of depth last year. So one thing we got is a lot of young players, but they're really good too.
Hey, Robert, week 2, you have St. John's Prep. You guys do the statewide powers. You guys have won your last 20 games non-St. John's Prep, but I think they've got you 3 for 3 over the last 2 years. What's that going to be like when you square off against the Prep in week 2?
It's definitely going to be hard. We definitely have to come back and work hard for that second game. It's going to be the second week, so we're going to be just getting together as a team, getting used to each other. So it may be a little rough, but I think we can pull something out.
Give me a couple of kids, Robert, to watch this year. We know the McCurries and the Jacksons and the Deschamps and the Fitzgeralds. Give me a couple of kids who are just emerging, and at the end of the year we're going to say, wow, that kid was a pretty tough ball player.
Definitely probably my fellow safety, David Onyman. He's going to be good. He leads the safety back there with me in secondary. Definitely Pat Shenna, Andover's Pat Shenna. Carlos Cabrera on the D-line. He's going to be a problem.
There's a couple guys to look for?
Yeah.
Okay, Robert, Omar, thanks a lot. Best of luck this year. For Andover High quad captain, why don't you give your name and we'll ask a couple questions.
Andy Susi.
Now, Andy, what position you playing this year?
I'm playing receiver and defensive back.
Andy had a pretty good year for yourself, to say the least, last year. 19 catches, 3 TDs, opportunity for some more balls with Alex Marshall, the 6'7" superstar, transferring to Prep. What are your goals for this year, Andy?
Win every game. Basically, that's all about it. We got that connection down with EJ last year, so a lot of expectations for this year. Hopefully, a good year for us and get some wins on the score sheet.
You're looking for more of the same, Andy, or are you going to look back at this year and say, no, my numbers skyrocketed?
Hopefully, more of the same. Obviously, you want to keep the numbers up as high as possible, but the ultimate goal is to win as a team.
And Andy, there was a lot of rumblings even through late in the summer that young EJ Perry Ford, the big-time quarterback who was going to leave town, go to prep school. Were you concerned that was going to be the case?
I was not concerned at all about that. I had talked to him a lot, and I knew that he liked playing at Andover, and I thought we knew he was going to stay here.
Who else we got here?
Armand Cool.
Armand, besides having one of the coolest names in local sports, you kicked a little butt last year. What are the goals for this year?
This year, I mean, like what Andy said, it's win every game. Do whatever you can to help the team. That's what I'm here to do.
Had a pretty solid year last year, 6-5. Are you guys satisfied with that?
I mean, the strides we made, considering the circumstances that we started off the season with, it was definitely impressive, but it wasn't what we hoped for at the beginning of the season. That's why we're coming out here working so hard this season, trying to finish up what we started last year, trying to win it all.
So. What'd you do in the off-season, Mr. Cool, to up your game?
I mean, personally, I was lifting by myself. Also, we had some lifts down here at the team conditioning, all that sort of thing. Really getting a rapport with EJ, all the chemistry with the receivers and such. Me personally, I've been making a transition on offense from tight end to offensive tackle, so that's been a little difficult initially, but you do whatever you can to help the team. So.
Now, that's one of those things, sometimes it's easier said than done, and you're supposed to say that and it sounds good. In your heart of hearts, does it hurt to move the line, or do you enjoy that, or is it, damn, I could be catching TD passes?
I mean, ego-wise, it obviously hurts, but I mean, you do whatever you can to help the team. You're a captain of the team. Whatever you have to do is to be for the best interest of everyone, and I'm more than happy to do that if I know that that's what's going to help this team win these games.
That's why you're Captain Cool, man.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Matt Stamos.
Hey, Matt. Did I go to school with your dad? What's your dad's name?
Jim Stamos.
Oh, he's a good man. Matt, are you a wide receiver like your talented dad?
No, I'm an offensive and defensive lineman.
Good. How does a stain that's a family with legendary hands become a lineman?
You got to use your hands to
pancakes some people.
There you go. There you go. And there's a lot of monsters in the league these days. How do you hold your own against kids that probably are 4 inches taller and 50, 60 pounds heavier?
Well, a lot of times getting lower than kids is a big advantage, and being short relative to these monsters is actually benefit more than it hurts.
What's the strategy when you go against a guy like Max Beatti, one of the monsters of the MVC? What is it, 6'7", 285? How are those matchups?
You just got to get lower than them, which is pretty easy. And then once you get lower, if you get good base, it's very difficult to move.
What did it mean to be named a captain for you? Andover's got a proud tradition, only 4 kids named it. What that mean to you when you got the word?
Well, I was very happy. I've been trying to help out the team wherever I can. We lost essentially the entire offensive line, so I've been helping a lot, trying to help out with, especially with the other offensive line, but not knowing Cool would be a lineman.
And you lost some blue chippers. Kevin Chen, maybe yards per game, might have led the league over 1,000 yards and missed a couple games last year. How do you guys replace a talent like Chen? And as we mentioned, a talent like Alex Marshall, the 6'7" kid with the offers to Pitt and NC State and all that at tight end?
Well, they were very good, but we do have a lot of other talent on the team. We might not be quite as tall as Marshall, but there are a lot of other kids who can hopefully fill the role.
You got Brandon Marty, how you doing?
I'm good.
Brandon, one of the most intriguing, most talked about players in the MVC, talked about for games like Chelmsford last year, one of the performances of the season in Eastern Mass. You're totally dominated, but you've always had that problem that there's been some injuries. How do you stay on the field this year, Brandon?
Just try to stay healthy and see the trainer beforehand, and just get my body right before I get on the field. And just stay on the field basically and just help out the team.
Did you do anything different in your training this off season?
Yes, I did a lot of physical therapy and I did a lot of strength training on my hamstring as well.
What are your goals, Brandon? Geez, when you're going, you can hang with anybody in the NBC, one of the elite players. But as I said, sometimes it's tough to stay on the field. What are your goals if you do stay healthy? What can you accomplish this year?
Just help out the team to win every game and just play 110% out there and just play my best. And if I play my best, then I know I can help these guys to win a game.
What do you prefer, offense or defense? I remember your freshman year, you made a pick that most seniors would kill to make. Just showed some special skills. What do you prefer, a little more glamour in offense?
I really don't mind. I love playing defense and offense, so it's fun playing both sides of the ball, and I love it and I enjoy it.
Okay, a tough season for you, Brandon. Geez, sometimes life isn't tough. You had a horrible blow, losing your dad. How have you managed to press on with such a difficult experience like that?
I just try to stay strong, and every day I just play for him, and that's all. He's always on my mind, so I'm just trying to win the MVC title for him and try to help these guys out to win the games and just try to represent my name just like he did. He represented my last name, so what I'm trying to do is just trying to set a good goal for the family, and the same with the guys out here as well. So I'm just trying to represent myself.
Doing a good job so far, Brandon. There you have it, the Andover High quad captains. Haverhill High football standouts in the sweltering heat here at Haverhill's stadium. First we'll go to marquee back, Pedro Santiago. Pedro, going to be a lot of carries for you it looks like. What are the expectations?
To beat teams, score, yardage. I have myself and Lucian Cretion blocking for me, so I think we'll be fine. I'll get a lot of carries on that.
Do you have the durability to be a real marquee back, Pedro, or are you more a bit of a change of pace back?
Probably in the middle of both, but yeah, just in the middle.
And how big are you?
I'm 5'7", 160, 161.
Okay. And we have Lucian Cretion. It sounds and looks like a Greek god. Lucian, are you prepared to play like a Greek god this year?
I am. I'm prepared to beat teams, and it's going to be a rough season through a lot because we lost a lot of seniors last year, but we should bounce back and be pretty good this year.
Very compelling season opener. Central Catholic hasn't lost in the league for 2 straight years. I think they're 20-3. Only losses to powerhouse St. John's Prep in that span. Is a bit of a rebuilding team for the Hillies. Do you like opening with them, or do you wish you eased into your schedule more than the Friday opener versus Big Bad Central?
I'm glad we can open up with them. It'd be great to be able to beat them and start our season off great.
And it's sort of an interesting, last year's class can really say they turned around Haverhill football. You guys had lost 32 straight, I think. Last year's class turned it around. So your legacy will either be you kept up the momentum or you couldn't maintain the momentum. What do you think? Can you keep it up?
I think we can take another step forward and bring the program a little better than it was last year.
Good. With Methuen Cruz, if you're a basketball fan, you certainly know Methuen, one of the top players in the region. Methven's now given a shot in the gridiron, and Coach O'Connor says it could be a real good one. Methuen, why decide to play football?
It'll help me for the basketball season in the long run, and I wanted to try something new.
The one thing people always say to a talented athlete like you who tries a new sport, you don't get punched in the face in basketball. You don't have a 250-pound guy trying to gouge your eyes out. How about the physicality of football for a hoop star?
I think it's the same, honestly. I just go out and just play as hard as I can. I don't go and worry about getting hurt, because I feel like if you do go and worry about getting hurt, then you end up getting hurt.
What was your welcome to MVC football moment, Methuen? Have you taken a big shot in preseason or something like that?
Yeah, Jason Tufts. I came across the middle one time. He just laid me out. It was a good welcome.
And what's it like being on the receiving end of Brogan McGovern's passes? Brogan's certainly an extremely intriguing young talent. You look at him, he looks like Eli Manning or Tom Brady. He's huge, a powerful arm, hoping to put it all together this year. A fine sophomore year, but a bit of growing pains. What can we expect out of Brogan this year?
He's a great quarterback. He can definitely throw the ball very well, and as long as you run your routes well, he will get you the ball.
What are your thoughts about opening against Central Catholic, the powerhouse of the MVC in recent years?
I wouldn't want to play anyone else in Central.
Optimistic group of Lawrence High tri-captains, Willie Filer, Mikey Caban, Ismail Jenkins. Fellas, just trying to get an update on the season. Willie, what are the thoughts, expectations for Lancer football in 2015?
We just want to come out and play hard, really dedicate ourselves. We've been working really hard, and I think we're all dedicated, and I think we should have a successful season.
How do you replace a guy like Milwaukee Valerio, the most prolific passer in area history?
He worked hard. There's a lot of expectations, but I think Ishmael and Ronnie are doing a really good job. They've been working hard, working with the QB coach off season, during the season. So I think we should be fine.
What does Ishmael bring to the table as a quarterback?
He's dynamic. He's very elusive. He passes the ball well. He works hard. A lot of dedication.
Ishmael, must be tough sitting behind one of the all-time legends like Milwaukee. What's it like to get your chance as a senior?
It's great, man. I've been waiting for this time for 3 years, man. That was my chance. I'm just going to take this team far.
Are you confident you can get the job done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm very confident in my team. I've been with this team for 4 years. Hopefully we can win a championship.
Coach was just telling us Ishmael's one heck of an athlete. And what was he starring for you last year? On the D-line?
Yeah, I was the D tackle last year. It was crazy, but hey, I managed.
How does a pretty boy quarterback play the D-line?
It's got to be tough. Got to be tough. Everybody saw me. It was like, whoa, he's a D tackle.
I guess we don't have to worry about you being tough enough to play quarterback.
Yep.
We're here with Mikey Caban. Mikey, one of the little big men of local high school football. If you like high school football, like high school sports, you got to love Mikey. Pound for pound, maybe the toughest kid in the area. Mikey, how do you do it at your size?
I play with my heart. I give everything I have. I've been playing since I was young, so I know the game like the back of my hand. And like you said, it's all love. I love the game. I love everything about it.
Tough questions, Mikey, but I get the big bucks to ask questions like this. Give me the official height and the official weight.
I'm 5'5", 140, officially.
There you go. What's this guy like? How do you compare Ishmael to the great Milwaukee Valerio?
You don't compare them. I don't compare them. They're both great athletes. Milwaukee had his attributes. Ishmael has his. I love getting the ball from both of them. They're both amazing athletes.
That's a great answer, Mikey Caban. You are one smart dude. Class president?
I'm going for it.
There you go. You got my vote. Ishmael, can Lawrence be an upper division team?
Definitely. We just lacking a little bit of size, but we're speed. Our speed kills. We're tough. We're tough in the heart, tough in the body, everything.
A lot of buzz. Didn't put up big numbers in the past when you guys were more a passing team. A lot of buzz around Kenny Richards. What's Kenny bring to the table?
He's a hard runner, very hard runner. And his 4.5 speed. Good luck catching him.
Not the worst situation to be in, Ishmael. If I got to be a first-year starting quarterback, wouldn't mind throwing to Luis Crispin. Two-time Eagle Tribune All-Star. Only a handful in area history have ever been three-time Eagle Tribune All-Stars. What does describe Luis's game?
He's tough. He's hard to tackle. And he has height.
And hands.
And hands, yep.
Hands, right.
And what are the thoughts, guys? Quick thought from all three of you. Season begins. What are the thoughts as the season kicks off?
I'm just hardworking. Goal of mine is a championship at the end of the day.
We'll start off with low. That's a W. And then we have more than next.
Our main focus is low. We want a championship, but we've been focusing on low because
one day at a time.
Exactly. Every game's a playoff.
There you have it. 3 confident Lancers and 3 confident and talented Lancers.